Business is being disrupted, AI is accelerating everything, and theory is no longer enough. There's no point in playing not to lose. The gold goes to those who play to win. Here is your host, master of experiential learning and founder of Frontier Trainings, Clinton Swain.
Welcome to Play to Win, the podcast, where business, games, transformation converge. Every episode, I bring you conversation with entrepreneurs, people playing full out, leaders, champions, people who have real value to share with you. Today's guest is one of Singapore's leading property investors and teachers. Since 2017, together with his three partners, we've helped more than 10,000 individuals and families gain greater financial confidence through property investing, mindset transformation, and practical wealth building strategies. Our next guest is Marko.
For over 20 years, Clinton Swain has been putting people under real pressure. Cash flow collapsing, deals falling apart, teams in breakdown. He and his team facilitate as students test their mindset. Think fast, lead under pressure, turn challenge into victory. This is Play to Win.
Welcome, Marko, to the call.
Hello, thank you for getting me here. I'm so excited, almost missed this.
I'm glad you're here. Let me ask you, what does play to win mean to you?
The opposite of play not to lose. I remember when I joined you and play with you maybe 5-10 years ago. And I realized that I was playing not to win, not to lose actually. And play to win, for me right now, it means that always challenging the frontier, always challenging the barriers, always overcome that. In the past, I was just playing small properties. My wife and I own about 20 properties worth about 500,000 each. And we thought we are doing very good, right? Not many people in Singapore has multiple properties, and we own 20. And after going to your class, I realized I was playing not to lose. So now we are doing $1 million property. Nothing below 1 million excites me anymore.
Your results have been spectacular. And I remember when you were coming in sharing your idea that play to win helped trigger you to get out and start playing a lot bigger with what you're doing. How did Marko and Friends come about? How did you first come up with the idea of taking your knowledge as an investor and turning it into a company?
So Ju and I have about 12 properties at that time. And amongst all my friends, we are the crazy one because it's almost impossible to own so many properties. Oh, can you hear me? Or is there a delay?
How did you first start creating Marko and Friends?
Hang on, let me just off my phone in case. About 10 years ago, my friends came to my house, and they were saying that why are we getting richer when everybody in the same industry were getting poorer? So we showed them how we make money through local properties. And we started by having a small class, about 10%, and then we slowly grew from there. How's my internet? Is it okay?
I'm not sure whether it's my internet, but there is definitely a delay.
Yeah, there's a lag somewhere.
So
yes.
How did you pick your partners?
We don't pick partners. We let people come into our group, and then we see if we can all play to win. So we bring them to causes, like your cause, like Money and You, like some causes by Success Resources, mainly on team building, mainly on collaborating, mainly on sharing information and knowledge and experience so that everybody become better. Along the way, there'll be some people who make money and start to be selfish. Along the way, there'll be people who cannot play with other people. So we let nature either put us closer together or just drift apart. It is amazing how the universe can get it done for us.
It,
So our doors are open. Huh?
it does it very well. It knows exactly what's going to happen, and yes.
Yeah.
So how did you decide to work with Breeks and with Louisa to make Marko and Friends?
Oh, very
Why?
simple. Very simple. They they don't want to go away. It's you know everyone said, Marco, you help me make money. I'll do anything for you. Many people will say that,
Yep, definitely.
and only a few will prove that they are willing to do that. The rest are just lip service. Yeah. So Louisa and Zhu Hong and Briggs and a few other guys, they refuse to go away. They keep, when is the next event? How can I contribute? Oh, can I take care of this for you? Can I take care of that for you? And that's how the team form itself naturally.
So, in my experience, 20 years in the industry, there's been a lot of groups out there that have talked about building community, building a group of members who are loyal and working together. Talk is big in the industry
Yes.
about
Yes.
community. But in reality, there are very few actual strong communities out there in the seminar and training world. And for
Yes.
me, in my world, I went and paid a lot of gurus a lot of money. And I would pay them the money. And as soon as the block of courses was over, it was goodbye, see you later, out the door. And you couldn't even speak to the guru again without paying another large chunk of money. And to me, that was very frustrating. I wanted to be part of a community where you got to grow up with people, got to get to know them, got to learn from them. Hence, I created the Frontier Family in Frontier Trainings. Your community is one of the best in the world. From every
Thank
organization,
you.
from every group around the world, your group is one of the most loyal, committed, dedicated groups out there. So, what made you create the group, Marko and Friends, the way you did?
When when I see people's life change, and I keep asking my partners and I, how can we support them more? So we organize weekly activities. Like tonight, there'll be a Zoom class. And we've been doing this for the last 3, 4 years, every Tuesday night, unless we travel. And then this morning, my wife has a morning walk by the reservoir where anyone can come, and she does that twice a week. And without fail, we do all these events. Last Saturday, I conducted a small event for a small group of students who wants to multiply their portfolio to reach a higher net worth. So we do a lot of such events. And then, oh, remember, I forgot, Sunday, I had a gathering with a group of Muslim members, just Muslim. And then we talk about their properties and the journey. And they talk about how investment can fit into the Muslim communities, also by abiding to the Islamic law. So we do a lot of such events. The only way for a community to grow is, I think, the leaders must give, must be willing to give. And not everything is about dollar and cents. You must be willing to give and give. And then when people join, some will join halfway and leave, some will join and stick around. Yeah, so it's not easy. Many people wants to grow a community, but they treasure their privacy and private time too much. Now, fortunately for us too, is that this event occurred when my children are so big that they have their own lives. If they are younger, I'll be so guilty about not spending time with them. So I think there's a good timing involved as well.
I know for me, I say people join Frontier Trainings 3 times. They join once when they sign the form. That means they're mentally joining. The next one is when they start participating in events. And that's when they realize the community is actually like-minded people they want to spend time with. And then the third one is they realize that actually the whole purpose of Frontier is to give and to grow and to support everybody. At that point they're committed for life. They would never want to leave because they understand that this is going to help them for the rest of their life. And there are people who pay money. We've had people who've signed up, paid in full, and left. They've never even done one class. They've never turned up to a class, but they've gone, signed up, paid in full. And there are other people who, have gone and done the hard work to get there, paid in full as a member, and they're there at every class. They're dedicated, they're committed. So Marko and Friends is based primarily in Singapore. How many members do you have outside of Singapore?
0, maybe.
It's nearly all Singapore right now.
Yes, it is a frontier I would like to conquer, especially now that we have enough members, enough people running the program. So it's something I'm ready to do. But in the past, I don't think I have the ability.
So for those that don't know, Singapore is a unique market in the world. In my opinion, it's a unique market for real estate investing. There's very few places around the world that are quite the same as Singapore. So what makes Singapore special for investing from your point of view?
Limited land, and most of the land are owned by the government. And whatever the government announce, they uphold it. They have a very good 40 years master plan, and country is efficient, so corruption is kept to a minimum. And one thing you don't see in Singapore, besides chewing gum, is that you don't see buildings built halfway and left dangling. So it's a very efficient country, and as long as the government stays in power, you basically know where the government is going to put a lot of people, a lot of infrastructure, a lot of countries' money to grow that part of Singapore. And all we need is to buy properties that helps to construct that city, that town. And while people wait for many years for the town to be up and they buy the apartment, we buy the factories that is being used to build the apartment. That means the moment the government make announcement, we know after the drawings are approved, there'll be construction. And so far, the government has kept the words. So it is easy for us to find money here because governments does not change their mind.
So industrial property is not cool. It's not sexy. It's not the fun investing that people want to do, but it works, right?
Yeah.
So what drew you to industrial investing in the beginning?
So I remember this. When I was a small child, industrialization started in Singapore. So I remember my primary school brings me to a factory to see how toys are manufactured in Singapore by the Japanese company called Tonika, short form Tomy Toys. Right. Eventually, that toy factory was replaced by textile industry, and the same factory was then occupied by consumer electronics, where radio and television and refrigerator are being manufactured in Singapore. And then that was taken out, and then comes the hard disk industry. Seagate was operating a factory out of that. Then followed by consumer electronics like Motorola and the rest. In the same place, Motorola contractor was using the same place to manufacture pagers and handphone. And then after that, followed by very high detail printing. And then now it is semiconductor industry. So a factory never get no use. So our government plan what kind of industry to come in, what kind of industry to let them go, how much space is needed, and build accordingly. So there's no glut, there's no oversupply. It's amazing.
It is incredible. And that's part of what makes it so unique in the world, because living in America, living in Australia, how many big industrial buildings do you see completely empty? Malaysia as well. Big industrial properties sitting vacant for 10 years. That's just not a thing that happens in Singapore. So you found a very, I am always amazed when I think about the market you have found and are tapping into so brilliantly that the market's not going to go away. You mentioned the Singapore government is looking at bringing in 2 million more people.
Yes.
In a population of what, 5 million now, somewhere around there?
We are 6 now.
6 million now.
And
so you have steady demand.
Yeah.
And that leads to, because look, let me show you some questions to you, or some fears about investing that people have around the world. Number one, you have to be rich to invest.
Not true.
Why is that not true?
People think you need a lot of money to invest. So in Singapore, a typical residential unit may be going for 1 million. And for 1 million, you need about 250,000 down payment plus the fees. Yes, there's a lot of money. But when we talk about factories, we can buy a factory that's about 300,000 and our down payment is 64,000. That is the price of a second-hand Japanese car. So when people say you need a lot of money to invest, I think they are looking at very nice condominiums with swimming pool and gym and bling bling and all that stuff. Then with 250K that they invested, they still have to spend another 100,000 to renovate the place so that they can rent it out. But when we buy factories, when we collect the key, we spend $2,000 to clean up the place, to whitewash the place, and then we can rent it out as a box and let the tenant spend 100,000 to do it up. So we are buying factories at 300,000 in the beginning, down payment 64,000, plus $2,000 to renovate 66,000. That's the price of a second-hand Japanese car. It's affordable in Singapore.
Okay. Number two, it's very easy to lose money investing.
True, especially when you buy hopes. So most people like to buy off the plan and then they predict the future. But you cannot predict the future, because what if there's a COVID? What if while digging, they found World War II bombs? What if while digging, they found relics that is century old? That's going to delay the construction even longer. And meanwhile, they'll become very religious. They'll pray to their gods and ask for early completion. And hopefully, God, send me a nice tenant that won't destroy my property. To me, that is so unnecessary. When we buy a property our way, the property has already been around for more than 10 years. And most of the time when we buy, it already has a tenant inside. So in 3 months, we'll get pocket money. If it has a tenant, we spend nothing on renovation. It is just getting paid, loan being paid now, and property price likely go up by 3 to 5% a year, and you exit handsomely.
Number three, can't trust tenants.
Can't trust tenants. Yes, that's true. If you spend 100K to renovate your condominium, can you trust a tenant to take care of your tables and chair and refrigerator and TV for you and service your aircon on time? No. But when I get a tenant, I rent them an empty box. Everything they put in themselves. When they have to go, they just return me the box. And if I like the aircon, I say, hey, can you leave it behind? They'll be more than happy to leave it behind, because dismantling takes cost. So for me, I was speaking to a tenant the other day, just about last Sunday. He wants to rent a warehouse from me at $8,000 per month. And he'll put $1.6 million worth of metal inside, raw metal. Now, am I afraid of him to run away? No, if he run away, everything inside belongs to me. So he put 1.6 million worth of metal before renovating, and he only pays me 8,000 a month. Do you think he will pay on time?
Absolutely.
Correct. And he has been around for 20 years. So I for me, investing in residential properties and commercial properties is day and night different. It's so much lesser phone call, so much lesser complaints about other neighbors, and they can drill a hole at my wall anytime they want, no problem.
So, what competition do you have? How many other people have found your niche and are busy teaching it right now?
Most of them are my students who took my notes and illegally promote them. Um, of course, they will get some market share, but recently, because of what Donald Trump did in Middle East, the market goes under stress. So when the market goes under stress, you need a coach with experience. It's like learning how to swim in a baby pool is easy, but when you swim in the sea and there's waves, there's current, there's wind, there's sun, you need experience. And a lot of them start to, not a lot of them, just a few of them, they start to give up, or they start to do less on commercial properties, because you need experience to guide people in and guide people along the way and then guide them out. And not many
As
of
you're
them have.
as you're building Marco and Friends, what challenges did you face? Because I had a number of challenges. At one point, I had one of my students go to steal a lot of my members and create his own company. Like you said, people using your material. In Malaysia, I've had people copying my games, copying my material, and using my names, directly ripping off that they were teaching my content. Um, so, yeah, what challenges have you faced in building Marco and Friends?
Well, I have similar challenges like you, but those are business challenges. The worst challenges are those that touch my heart. So we have students coming and say, "Oh, please help me. I am broke. I'm so poor. I can't afford milk powder." So we say, "Okay, we'll teach you for free." Right? And then we put them under our wings. We guide them along. And then after 4 or 5 months, with some properties, they will say, "Screw you, bye bye. I now know everything," and they go out start another school. So them starting a school is one thing, but them breaking my heart and my wife's heart. Wow, it's like, is there people so cruel in the world for the sake of money do such a thing? And then it got worse. When they don't have business, or when they justify why they steal our products, they will tell the world all the bad things about us, which are untrue. And then now we have people whom we groom, and they come back and attack us, steal our business, steal our members. Wow, that almost put me and my wife into depression. We are like, screw it, we don't need this. We are happy with 20 properties. We don't need this kind of life. But when we look at our students who have done so well, from government flats to prestigious landed housing, and we saw their life change, we saw the freedom that given them so much power, we said, no choice, we have to carry on. And to carry on, we have to open our heart and love even more. And that is difficult. Coming from the way I was brought up, that is a no-no. Yeah, but if I don't do this, I'll be forever playing a small game.
I know I can totally relate. Most of the people who you end up reaching out to help more than you should are the ones who cause the most problems. The ones you give as much as you can out of sympathy and empathy, let me help you, are the ones who end up biting you back the most. And I never realized going into this transformation, teaching, material games, that my heart would be broken so much and be so disappointed by so many people who promise a lot, talk a big game, and end up falling short. So, yeah, I can definitely feel that heartbreak of having people, especially who reach out to help. You give everything to them, and then they turn around and slap you in the face.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
what are some of the greatest moments you've had with Marko and friends?
Greatest moment happens when I speak to their children or their parents. Their children will say, "I am much happy. My parents are lots happier." So one child told me a story that I can't forget. So in the past, they used to go on the cruise because it's cheapest way to tour, and you just pay one fee, and then you can access to everything. So their parents struggle to pay bills, and then for holidays sake, bring them to a cruise. And after that, when the parents joined us, found some money in properties, again they went on to a cruise, except that this time the rooms are bigger, and then the parents give them more money, and then they can play any game on the cruise. And they say, "Wow!" And the parents quarrel less. And when I hear this kind of story, and now the children is getting bigger and invest with the parents, I know I've successfully helped them to break the poverty chain in their family bloodline. Now, how valuable is that? Poverty chain broken. Yeah, yeah. And for some of them, I speak to their parents, and the parents say, "Oh, my boy has grown up. He cares more for the family now. He's not all about money. He has time to do charity. He has time to spend with me." And how do you quantify this? These are the real reason why we open our heart bigger, we play a bigger game, and we say, "Let's do more, let's do more, let's do more."
So let me ask you this question. Why do some students succeed? And you've got students who are succeeding at incredible levels. Why do some succeed and why do some totally not listen to instructions and fail?
The so most more than half of Singaporeans are like me, yellow skin, and our parents came from China when there was a drought and famine. And my grandparents came from China. My grandfather came from China with a pistol hiding inside because he's worried about being assassinated or attacked. And the upbringing of scarcity is very real. So for them to overcome, so some students can take courses, form a relationship with the course, and then overcome scarcity. But some students never could. So those who succeed are those who take a lot of courses. You'll see them a lot. Every year you come to Singapore, you'll see them around. They'll volunteer at your course. They'll go with us to courses to around the world to find better teachers. And those who don't succeed are the ones that, "Oh well, this is not meant for me. The lines on my hand says I'll be poor forever, and therefore I give up."
Now, you travel around the world to get teaching from great teachers.
Yes.
What impact has that had for you with your growth?
Oh, tremendous, tremendous. So in Singapore, there are many people richer than me, but they will never teach me. They only teach their children. So for me, I must go out and find people who are better than me by 10 times, 100 times. And then if I can have a conversation or if I can be a good boy, sit there for 3 days, listen. So much of my head is being wired. So it's about learn, unlearn, relearn. So much of it. Marko and Friends grew up so well. We have taken a lot of risks and formed communities and projects together. It's because my normal upbringing, social conditioning will not allow that. But to learn from someone who has done 10x more, 100x more, it becomes easier. And unfortunately, in Singapore, not many of such teachers.
So who have been some of the great teachers who have impacted you?
Oh, like you, like Princess Diana, Princess D, all these are Princess D, all these are good people. I mean, whenever I spend time with you and play games together with you, I will learn something. Or I just watch my members playing game. I'm like, how did you move the room in 15 minutes? I'm like, oh my God. Remember the event we had like almost 1,000 people together, and in 15 minutes you get a whole room up and playing games. Sir, that is not easy, man. Only you can do it, right? And then of course we went to learn from Grant Cardone, Jay Abraham, Robert Kiyosaki, and we joined some of the bigger groups in America, Money and You, where all the good business leaders are, and by speaking to all these people, by listening to them, and they have done much more than us. New ideas get planted in. I wish I learned all this when I'm 16 years old. My God, I'm now 60 years old. I'm like, oh, already so amazing. What have they done to me? Teacher Clinton, listen to this. I was out with my primary school classmates just last year on my boat, and I look at their eyes. A lot of them have no fire. They're like, hey, I'm 60, I'm done. I will from now on depend on my children for income or my savings for income. And then I'll wait for the day God call me home. Meanwhile, I'll just take on tour around the world, maybe economy tour, and live my life. I'm like, you just had a whole life of experience. You should tell your story. Nah, nobody wants to listen to me. My stories are normal. I said, no, but you were achiever. Nah, that's nothing. There are people who do more than me. I'm like, my God, so much energy can be gained by inspiring others. It's amazing. It's a two-way street. Amazing. So I think one of the biggest change I think by through all these teacher is knowing that my life experience can save people from trouble, and my investment can help people to create passive income. And by introducing them to my teachers, they have a good chance of breaking the poverty cycle and the self-limiting mindset that we all grew up with.
So, what with financial freedom? What are some of the craziest, funnest things you've done?
Buy a boat,
Buy a boat. What else?
buy a Rolls Royce,
Buy a Rolls Royce. What else?
and put a number one plate on the Rolls Royce, and then pay for good teachers' attention. And maybe one of the best thing is saying no to many things that I don't like to do and people I don't like. I think that's
So
powerful.
what is on your bucket list? What if there were five things you'd like to get accomplished left in your life that would just be like huge things you'd love to accomplish? What would they be?
Space shuttle, maybe go to astronaut. Yep, I have the ability to pay for the bills to go up. Maybe I'll do it one day. Um, um, Maybe a plane with my name, Marko and Friends' name. Other than that, we have done almost everything. There's almost everything.
Then what is your vision going forward for Marko and Friends? If you feel like you've almost topped out and done everything, what's the vision going forward?
I want, okay, so recently I've written a syllabus meant for people around the world. So I have studied many properties overseas, and I saw very similar trends. And last year I was on stage at National Achiever Congress, where I spoke to 3,000 people from 31 countries. And they came to tell me later on that what I share in that 45 minutes is new information that they can take to their country and apply. I wish I can give them more content. So I told my partners maybe this is the year that we should go out to Thailand, Malaysia, Philippines, Vietnam, Cambodia, Myanmar, and all these countries first, and maybe Japan and Hong Kong and Taiwan. Yes, to share the basics of commercial investing, and we have a formula called safety first investing, where before buying the property, you already know that there's very slim chance, almost no chance to lose money. And you don't buy based on hope. You buy based purely just on numbers.
Is there enough locations around the world to match your investment strategy?
I think everywhere. Everywhere where there's a town, a village, a city where human lives and spend money on.
because Singapore seems to be such a unique culture. And yet having a look at a lot of properties around Malaysia that wouldn't match what your criteria is.
Oh no, it match.
I think it's going to work.
It match as long as you don't go into residential properties.
So anywhere in the industrial section, if you follow your rules, they can use it around the world.
Yeah, we make 2 million ringgit in a Johor factory using similar eyesight, similar sunglasses. Yeah, and Flix make even more through a few more of that. So we know it is a feasible thing, but it is not sexy. Everybody wants the beautiful condominium.
It is. That's what the market lures people in. People get drawn to, the sexy side of investing, the beautiful properties, walking through and seeing the pool and seeing this. And that's not where the money is.
No, the money is in the guy who built the pool, the guy who laid the bricks, the guy who supplied the cement, the guy who do the wiring. Where do you think all these are being kept? It's all in factories and warehouses.
So you've been to Play to Win multiple times, and
Yes.
you're hosting Play to Win in Singapore. What's your experience of Play to Win for someone who's never been there?
Every time I got new students, I will tell them, say, hey, you must come. And then if you have grown-up kids, you must bring them. If you are in network marketing, if you can, bring the whole team. When you see how people play, you start to see different characters, different personalities evolve. Now, there's no good, there's no bad, there's no right, there's no wrong. But if you can put people according to their personality to the department in your corporation will grow naturally instead of asking for a square peg in a round hole. So same as children, many parents are worried about their children's growing up. Will they be a doctor, lawyer, or engineer? Maybe they are not meant for that. Maybe they're meant to be a singer, an actress, a ballerina, a painter, an artist. So by doing Play to Win, parents have a chance to watch their children, see how their children perform. And the fantastic thing about you, Teacher Clinton, is that you allow kids to come into that program. I mean, I would worry for many things, but you didn't. You took care of it and you approved it right so many times. So I every time I see people play, I learn something new. I'm even if when I see my same student play 3 times, 4 times, and when I speak to them, the clarity that they have, oh my God. Oh, there's one game that you did that it was mind-blowing to me. The game where we are told to build railway tracks, timber,
Track
and then
it.
what's it called again?
It's called Track It.
Track it. So
Track
no,
It. And they're building a railway empire.
no, not that. Sorry, let me call first. So like the cities, the town, the area that's near to the sea can do external trading. And so when I played the game and then I saw a map of Singapore 100 years ago, I could relate. I'm like, oh my God. Now I know why the seaside coastal town are always the first to get money first, and why the rich will stay far away but near to water supply.
Realms of Plantasia.
Correct. Realms of Plantation. Correct. I always get confused in that game and the other game. Yeah, where we cut the things to shape, not that one. Yeah. So it was like that, and then I was like, oh, I see now. I see exactly. So I look backwards and look into the countries I travel to, and same thing. I discover the same pattern. So that game is so accurate. Then there's the other game where we're asked to cut this and cut that, right? And that's where I realized that for countries like Singapore, it is very easy to be poor again if it is not well managed. And that's from the game.
Yeah, Play to Win has been running for 19 years, I think now. And every time it's an amazing experience. And it's one of those courses that you can repeat multiple times and get new lessons every time you've done it. I know
Yes.
you did it multiple times, and I believe you're coming to the Play to Win coming up in
Yes,
KL.
yes, yes, yes. And we're bringing a bigger group this time. Yes.
I'm very excited to see them there and
Yep.
play and experience it again, because for me, what I've created in the world, I'm humbled by. I'm humbled by what I've created has been able to create so much impact on so many people around the world. And I feel blessed that this is my life. My life is teaching, my life is educating, and using my creativity to inspire people. And
Mm.
for Marko and Friends, when you look back at what you've done and created so far, if you go forward 20 more years and then look back, what will be some of your proudest moments?
20 years later in Singapore, many young people will not have a long-term job. Many jobs will be temporary gigs. But I see commercial property giving them stable income. So it's going to be the reverse of what we see now in the market, where people invest for up downs money, but they go to work for constant money. It's going to be reverse. When you invest correctly, you get paycheck every month, and your job can be up and down. It's going to be reverse. And it is so important that people get to know that, experience that, parents get to experience that, and guide their children to it, so that the children will not be depressed when they are being retrenched.
It's the future of AI going into the world, with so many people looking at losing their income, losing their future, having their jobs permanently gone.
Mm.
That kids in university who are learning skills that will be irrelevant in 5 years' time, that it's a scary for the future. And I think for you in real estate is providing an outlet, an avenue, a pathway for people that doesn't require on a skill they learn. It
Yeah.
requires on something which will always be there, because real estate's
Mm.
obviously not going away. Industrial property is not going to be going away. So
Yeah.
it's definitely not a flavor of the month type investing that you do. And there's lots of people out there who do that. They come in, they capitalize on a certain market, and then they disappear. And
Mm.
I've seen that a lot in the industry. I don't know about you. How long have you been doing Marko and Friends now?
And
2017.
I think almost 10 years, 9.5 now.
So I've been in the industry for 21 years. I've seen lots of shiny stars come out, shiny
Mm.
speakers, shiny people out there who catapult to the top of their game, and they're looking great. And then 3 years later, they're gone.
Mm.
And people who have passed away, and people. So it's kind of, as I go on in the industry, I'm grateful for longevity, because there aren't that many people who actually have companies going for 20 years in the seminar industry, delivering consistent quality products, which is what you're delivering. And this idea of delivering something which can last. And that's what you're delivering as well. You're delivering a quality product with great, hungry students who will love what you do, and you're delivering real transformation.
Yeah. Yeah. And the products we have, unlike condominiums, condominiums, as they get older, the rent will become cheaper. Commercial property and industrial property, as it gets older, it gets more popular.
Why is that?
Yeah, because um, newcomers like to be in the mature industrial property area, so that they can seek guidance from all the rest of the people in the same place. So carpenters like to hang around with each others. So when you have a mature industrial property in Singapore, usually the rents are higher than the new ones. It's almost reverse for residential property.
Yeah.
And yeah, and if I have a shop next to a coffee shop, and when the price of chicken rice goes up, the rental of the coffee shop goes up, my shop rental will also goes up. So it's a very good hedge against inflation. It's amazing. It's just so so unfair.
What's been, we're almost up for time now. What's been the biggest 2 or 3 surprises you had as you discovered your niche?
It's so easy.
Wow.
That no student, having taught for 10 years and more than 10,000 students, no student lost money if they follow the system step by step.
Is it that proven? If they
Yeah,
follow your
it is.
system, they will make money.
Yeah, step by step, they do it. They would no one has lost money if they follow step by step. And also, what's better is that I discover a new me. Perhaps this is my life calling, but due to my family condition, I cannot do this earlier on in my life. But now that I can do it, I want to do as much as I can, as many as I can. That's why I'm very grateful that I have teachers like you in just a country next to mine. And I'm very happy to send busload of people to you because I free them in some way, you free them in some way. If we have money and you to free them in other ways and all the other causes, they will reach financial freedom very, very fast. What's other thing? Other thing is that when you get all this done right, money will come to you.
Fabulous. It's been a privilege, first of all, getting to know you, spending time with you in the training room, being on your boat, in your community. We have the photo of us on your boat on our vision board. It's one of our favorite photos of us in the gold outfits on the boat.
Yes.
It's always a privilege spending time with you. I appreciate you being on this call. To all listeners, I really want to thank you for being here and listening with Marko. I think he's an amazing man. So I think we will wrap it up now. If you want to learn more about Play to Win and feel what it feels like coming from the inside, come and find out. Play to Win is a full-on 3-day event. We don't just learn about leadership, negotiation, and business. You experience it under genuine pressure in a room full of like-minded people, playing full out alongside you. It'll show you more about yourself in 3 days than most people discover in years. Our next Play to Win in KL is going to be in July 17 to 19 in Shah Alam, Malaysia, and in June 19 to 21 in Melbourne, Australia. For other locations and dates around the world, check playtowin.quest. Until then, play big, be bold, and always play to win.
Play to Win is a 3-day in-person experiential training running across 4 continents. If you enjoyed today's episode, you are going to love Play to Win. Don't just learn business, experience it. Register now for free at playtowin.quest.